The queen of gluttony. Well, I can't just let one escape. Why? Quickly. That's right, but... Well, I was hungry anyway. Is there a difference? Anastos. You can't even catch a slime. Does this mean all your qualities were just for show? No, not yet. There is a tunnel that goes through the labyrinth of the dead. Through it, we can escape to the barren lands. Even in the tunnel. What the hell is going? Come out. Help our king. Crush the enemy. Uther, Quintus, Dominic. Great timing. All the undead carry their king's seed. Don't let a single one escape. Kill them all. Soul retrieval. What? All the undead are falling. Did he give up? No way. The escape route is blocked, so they're trying to regain their strength. He's not stupid. It's been a long time since I've been this close. Isn't it funny that I, the undead, am afraid of death? Even with this, I don't see a victory. Defeat is inevitable. It's true that the main body doesn't possess any combat power. Pus comes out of the moldy skin as if it were sweat. The air that fills up these empty lungs comes out with a whistle-ng sound. Ah. It's been a long time. Since I have felt alive. I'm not giving up until the end. Chimera creation. The labyrinth is collapsing. He is extracting every bit of strength he has left. Hyung. What a vile dead creature. Rikshasha. Has successfully awakened hero rank. Despite my attempts, I was unable to through the legendary wall. There is only one more body to sacrifice. The movement of spiritual energy is being monitored by external factors. Since it is forced, it can only be maintained temporarily. My body would certainly help the princess grow, even if it was only temporary. Ground effect exceeded. Fall. Has temporarily been released from the effect of the curse. Princess, my wish is to bring the glorious elf race back to this hideous land. Princess Rikshasha Ephone. No. Your Highness, High Elf Queen. High Elf of the Golden Age Rikshasha. Completed temporary. Is this Rikshasha? I guess it's been a long time since I've been here. Since your spiritual energy has been restored, there is no need to save your strength. Don't worry about the black merchants. I will be sure to clear a path for you. It's all in your hands. Thank you, my lord. The spirits of the dead gather in wandering flocks, and I have overwhelmed them all. So that I shall bring them salvation, so that the souls shall live and seek revenge for me. I am the father and mother of spirits. I am both good and evil, the beginning and the end, and everything that is to this world. I am the first and last true spirit. And today, you all shall die by my hands. You entered the intangible labyrinth. The labyrinth leader Policius. Abilities have been greatly enhanced. The intangible maze. The entire labyrinth has become unstable. He's absorbing the labyrinth. To strengthen his body. Sir. It seems he has evolved to a noble level. I don't care. Domenico, stand back. Show me your best. Gah. It's useless. An unusual danger has been sensed. An unusual fear has been sensed. Do you think such an attack will work on me? Resistance successful. Got you. Crush him, Rakshasa. Dear sage, allow me to harness your power. It's useless, I will kill you all. Soul sword. I will cut through your soul. Get away from me. You scum. You are dying with me. Impossible. You will die alone right here. The maximum limit of hardening has been used. Anaxtos. Policius. Die. Acceleration. Extracting the labyrinth essence. There is no remaining energy in labyrinth essence. Successful extraction without resistance. Exiting the intangible labyrinth. Don't pretend to be dead, Policius. Wake up. I've been dead from the beginning, you fool. Did you forget that? I no longer have any intention of living. You are dead while you still breathe. What a weird sir. Don't worry. He's still babbling, even though he's split in half. I have neither the energy nor another vessel to reincarnate into. My death is determined. You must avenge the elves. End my life now. Ah. Where are you going? You said you were dead from the beginning. Is there any meaning in killing you after this? Why should bother anyway? I will leave you to suffer in pain. Ha. Pain. I don't even know what it is to feel pain. Is it okay just leave him like that? I was actually going to let him go. It's a way to torture him and make him taste the bitterness of pain. Ugh. Kill me. I'll die soon anyway. Well, I can't do it anymore. Do it. What? Do what? I know you're watching us. 27 I'm done with him. Come and get what you want. Who? The Black Merchant. We have finished replenishing the 300 Naga soldiers who had died in battle. So, we're basically back to the state in which we were before the war. If you mean just our military force, then yes. After the Black Merchant Group leaked the data on the Naga Labyrinth to Valicious, they came to offer me the information on the Necromancer King's military power. The payment for that was to hand over Valicious to them while he was still alive, as well as the core of the Labyrinth of the Dead. I was able to upkeep my end of the bargain thanks to Rakshasa holding back on her revenge. Almost dead on the verge of breaking no labyrinth energy in the end, however, no one really gained anything from that deal. All units from the Labyrinth of Festivals as well as a large number of Nagas have died loot. Rotten meat XX pile of cracked bones, no down gems earned. We earned nothing from this war. I'll just have to be satisfied that the surrounding area of our labyrinth got cleaned up. Was it okay to let them take the Necromancer King away? Why? Are you worried? Yes. Well. If I just wait. An opportunity for revenge will surely come. Elf, human, wait for me. Duh, is that so? I will definitely come back for you guys. I will make sure to. Transport to distribution center. No matter what. His last words have been on my mind. Did he really hate the Black Merchant Group that much? Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Black Merchant Group has the entire geyser in the palm of their hand. Let's move on to the next problem. Now that the Labyrinth of the Dead is down, the nearby labyrinths on the 9th floor are. Your Majesty. Quintus, what is it? Elf. I mean, Rakshasa has woken up. How do you feel, Rakshasa? Master. Under Elf Rakshasa. Hero. Curse of downfall. What happened? We prepare a meal's a healthy one. You had a seizure right after Valicious was taken away. According to the demon, it was the geyser's curse that came back along with the consequences of the forced awakening. There are tons of questions I'd like to ask you, but for now, your rest is the most important thing. How long have I slept? For about 3 days since the end of the war. 3 days. I'm sorry. I wasn't able to do my job. It's fine. Stay in bed. No. Nearby labyrinths will be on the move soon now that Valicious is gone. It's not your Joe. Take care of those guys. But I can't have the scouting team go on their own. It's too dangerous. Our contract is over, elf mercenary Rakshasha. It was only valid until you got your revenge on the Necromancer King. You're no longer affiliated with the Naga Labyrinth. You're just a guest. But, dear Naga Labyrinth owner, thank you so much for starting a war for a mere mercenary soldier who had no connection to you at all. And for allowing me to get my revenge. Thank you for waking my kind from the brainwashing so that they could be with. If it weren't for you, the legacy of the elven royalty would have disappeared forever. If you hadn't taken me into the Naga Labyrinth, I would probably be rotting somewhere on the 9th floor right now. Thanks to you and the Nagas, I still live today. I beg of you, please let me continue to work under your command. I take it that you mean to work for me as my subordinate and not as a mercenary. Yes, that is what I meant. But you're the Elven Queen. I want to help the Naga Labyrinth thrive. Right now, I am just a scout captain, nothing more. I'm just a scout captain. Who will be worked to the bones in the front lines where royalty and bloodline have no meaning. Well, I was going to ask you anyway. Then. But I reject your plea. IWHY. If I didn't, you would run out immediately to do your job. Healing comes first. Despite not having any external injuries, you were asleep for 3 days without eating anything. We don't know if there are any other side effects of the curse. But once you heal, I'll take you in. For now, you shall rest as a guest. Master. I'm not your master yet. Thank you so much. Master. Are you even listening? Get up. Rakshasha's doing fine too. It looks like clearing the surrounding area of our labyrinth is over then. For a while, we'll focus on recuperation and stabilization. Of course, we won't neglect our defenses either. I'm sure the other labyrinths already know about what happened to the Labyrinth of the Dead. No one will look down on us like Valicious and Anaxtis did. The news of what we did is being spread all over the geyser. My king. That's a good thing, but don't get arrogant. We've done too much in too short of a time period. If the other labyrinth owners have brains, then I'm sure they'll form an alliance. Against us, that is. Call Uther. We're going to the Labyrinth of Hammers and Anvils. I need to meet Malaxis, the king of goblins. You sent an invitation. Without even preparing the bare minimum to greet a guest. King of Wanderers Hecarim. I did exp this, but to think you wouldn't even have seats ready for us. We're literally in the middle of the swamp. Queen of Dreams Ariane. It's not the time to play aristocrats. The situation's not looking good. Have some vigilance. First Anaxtis, now Valicious. It didn't even take a year. I'm sure you're both already aware. We must consider his potential. We cannot discuss the quality or quantity of our military in front of him. We cannot underestimate him. There is no happy ending for arrogance. King of Swamps Garintos. Can't you just get to the point? I know you called us here to form an alliance. Yes, we must come together. Are you scared now that Valicious is gone? Your image is down as low as the swamps, Garintos. Right. Isn't this too early? The most annoying guy near the Naga Labyrinth is still there. He should be able to hold on longer than both Stus and Valicious combined. No, honestly, I don't think that stupid slime would lose in the first place. Uther is on the Naga King's side. What? King of Gluttony, Uther, is with the Naga King. King of Hammers and Anvils, Malaxis, is rather friendly towards the Naga King, too. No, he has obviously taken a submissive attitude. It's only a matter of time before he's also under the Naga King's command. Considering the location of his labyrinth and his forces. He's the weakest, so I assume he's on his knees begging for mercy. Yes. That's the wisest option. I'm surprised you're even willing to antagonize him when you're so scared. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. If one more labyrinth owner takes his side, the balance of the 9th floor will be completely destroyed. No labyrinth has ever taken over an entire floor. Nothing can be more dishonorable than that. I think the balance is already broken. No. We have an advantage if we don't attack first. The Labyrinth of Dreams and Labyrinth of Swamps are good at defense. Gluttony Wanderer's Swamps will hold him back and have the Centaurs intercept. It's too risky for the Naga Labyrinth to attack the Labyrinth of Wanderers. Wanderer's Swamps, it's clear they'd be vulnerable to attacks from the Labyrinth of Swamps and Labyrinth of Dreams. If we assume that the Naga King isn't stupid, then we'd end up in an endless deadlock. Wanderer's Swamps, so, this is our plan. I don't like it. It's not the time to think about your ego, Hecarim. I know. Alright. Then I'll consider your suggestion. It's a shameful day. Good. Arian. Nope. I need more time to think it over. I see you haven't been able to let go of your instincts as a fallen fairy and are thinking of crawling to the feet of someone strong. I should kill you right now. It's nothing like that. Calm down. There's something else bothering me. You're gonna have to tell me what that is. Alright. This is information my girls got by brainwashing some minions from the deeper floors. Where did you come from, Kyushin? Your skin's so nice, yummy. I hope it's false, but... apparently, the deeper floor aristocrats are going to invade. Hee. A room without mana and guards where I'm restrained only by chains. Who knew the great black merchant group could be this stupid? Are they looking down on me because I lost my arms? Sure, this place may not have mana. There's plenty of miasma here. Which means there are lots of corpses in this place. Since it was their first time capturing a sentient undead. They must have not known that the undead consume miasma. I've recovered enough. Let's get ready to leave since I still have much to do. They probably think that my soul transfer magic comes from the Labyrinth of the Dead. It's not wrong, however. I've spent an eternity within the Labyrinth of the Dead. Researching the soul transfer magic. Soul fragmentation. Scatter. And in the end, I've figured out a way to use it on my own. Find a body. Requirement. Undead. Senior. Where are you going? Handing in my written apology. It's preferable for the body to be fresh. The stronger it is, the better. It'll be perfect if the body also has magic talent. Grr. Found one. A Geyserian, huh? It might not be up to my standards, but now isn't the time to be picky. Target acquired. Coordinate set. Separating the soul from the main body. It's a complicated spell that's hard to use without the help of the labyrinth. Let's not overdo it and move step by step. Horizontal coordinate system 2 days, huh? It took longer than I thought. I fell asleep waiting for you. Yawn. Why you? Ha, the one who took too long is you. Half of me has already left and is gone. Oh my. A lowly undead growing to this point is pretty rare, so it fueled my collector's spirit. But I started to get a little curious. What would happen if an undead born of a collection of thoughts was to obtain life? Aren't you curious too? You bastard, what nonsense are you speaking? What are you doing? I'm just rewriting the magic array. My soul fragments are starting to gather again. The target coordinates are cut off as well. I can't lose the initiative. The dampness of geyser. Coldness. Pain of the wounds. Stench of blood on a battlefield. Taste of the hunt. What's the point of living if you can't even feel anything? Aren't you curious what an undead with blood flowing and heart beating would be like? Thoughts of this are driving me crazy. A living body has lots of restraints. And no. Stop it. Accept my condolences. My personality doesn't allow me. A soul is bound to the body and is limited by its powers. You won't even be able to learn magic without a talent for it. But most importantly, if you don't undo the bind between the body and the soul, you will be sent to the afterlife. Cancel the soul transfer magic. That is actual death. It's futile. I already hold the initiative. You bastard. You were aiming for this from the start. I can't just sit here and do nothing. I'll drain all the organs. Keyword addition. Community life no fratricide. Labyrinth necromancy talent. Maximum mana pool. Now. That's enough. Instead of being grateful for being given life. You're asking for too much, malicious. How far can you go? I'll be keeping my eyes on you in case you become a new protagonist. I hope you will keep me entertained. You bastard. Just what are you? Huff. Was it a success? Did soul transfer magic send me into a living body? Well, nothing can be done about it now that it's happened. I have to figure out my current situation first. Bunch of holes in the wall. Dried plants on the ground. It looks like a living space. My hands are pretty bulky. A young specimen. Was it just summoned? Good. It seems I can use magic. What's going on? The amount of mana is too little. I'm struggling to make even a small ice cube. No, wait. A living body will progress through growth. It seems like the keywords took effect, so this place should be a labyrinth. I need to figure out which one it is, so let's look for another life form. Kaik. I can't walk. My lower body feels like. My legs. Hold on, could this body be? Hey, newbie. Look at you lazily rolling on the ground as soon as you've summoned. Must be nice, huh? Ah. 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 Hey, let me sleep. You didn't buy this whole place, did you? It's rented. What is it? What's going on? Are you bothering the newbie again? I'm a first-gen Naga. A super-duper veteran Naga worker. Blue. Since we look similar, I was put in charge of the newbie that was summoned late. Second-gen guys aren't here since they are all out in the wastelands as administrators. They aren't newbies anymore. Huh. You can leave stuff leaves like this to second-gen guys, can't you? Being in charge of the newbie is fine. I simply need to show him around the labyrinth. And when the schedule arrives, I just have to work with him to demonstrate how it's done. However, it's my first time seeing a Naga that can't even crawl. I'm getting used to it. Little by little. I keep telling you that you aren't supposed to use your arms to crawl. Well, he was just summoned, so he should be fine after a while. I guess so. You gotta get into the groove moving left and right. There's a rhythm to it. It's like twerking. Move left and right. That's what I thought. Oh. Is this the gourmet spot? The flavor is spreading throughout the mouth. I can feel it going down my throat. How strange. But this guy. Arg. My arm. There's a tingling sensation on my skin. It's as if a volcano erupted. I just jokingly pinched him. Don't worry too much. He's always like that. Definitely. Hey. You again. Isn't. Breathe. I'm telling you to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inflate your chest. Like that. That's right. 8104. Why is the life of a living being so tedious? Normal. So. That guy is the worker that was summoned out of nowhere, right? Yes. I was told that he suddenly appeared at the worker dormitory yesterday. He is currently being trained by other workers. But no matter what work he is assigned to, it gets done very clumsily. Actually a worker, huh? Something feels off about his sudden appearance, but since he is labeled as a Naga worker, it should be fine. Try making him do various things first. I'm sure he'll find something that he's good at. Understood. Add if found UW dead if found out. 10 be dead if found out. I'll 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 be add if found out. I'll be dead if fall add if found out. I'll be dead if fall add if found out. I'll be dead if FOD if found out. I'll be dead if FO if found out. I'll be dead if F found out. I'll be dead if be dead if found OL. Then, from now on I'll leave that child to the other workers. Right. Let me know if there's anything of note. Should I be happy about this? We were desperate for a new hero class Naga. Naga worker hero. But would have thought we'd get a hero class worker. Oh, master. We're ready to head out to the labyrinth of hammers and anvils. Rickshaw is on leave. Angela and Draken are waiting with the army. Good. Since we'll need a guide, I'll go see Uther. It shouldn't take long, so take care of the labyrinth as usual. Okay. Good. There seems to be nobody here. It hurts to skip out on an exquisite meal, but there's nothing I can do. Ugh. To think I'd have to kneel down before him. It'll be a stain on my honor. However, I can't do anything about that with my current body. I can't get caught until I regain my strength. Hup. Engidich. Kiek. Even though I have a hero class, it's not possibly with just the magic power of a worker. It was fine before since I didn't have any pain receptors. But it stings so much now. My soul has completely settled in this body now. It'll take tens of years to expand my mana pool with traditional methods. Is that the only way? Customer, there's still room. Body hey, you. Are you telling me to ride together with mana I've never met before? While the amount of mana is determined at birth, there's no limit to the absorption of miasma. Body a corrupted energy which is emitted by corpses and the like. In fact, it feels like it wants to be absorbed. The problem is that said miasma is poisonous to living beings. If mana was like fresh food, then miasma would be like waste. To use what should be expelled from the body as its staple source of nutrients is not an easy task. Let's start building up resistance to miasma. Absorbing it little by little in the amounts that won't kill me and won't be a burden on the body. This isn't possible. Miasma. There is no miasma. Inside the Naga labyrinth. How is it so healthy? I'm getting nauseated. Oh, there you are. Didn't we decide to eat and then visit the blacksmithy? Do you know how much I sear? Hey, senior. Where did you fight when the flood dragons invaded? Huh. How did you know about that? Another senior told me about it. You know. I went up to a flood dragon and bammed to his head. Like this. Ah. That bastard again. I heard that other than the giant flood dragon we encountered. Oh. Oh. All the fighting took place just outside the outer wall of the labyrinth. We haven't seen the outer wall yet, right? Should I show you around? Will I be able to see the corpses of flood dragons? I mean, there's nothing left there, of course. We took the parts we could eat and buried the rest. The fight ended a long time ago. What exactly do you want to do? Do you want to see the remains of the fight or? Flood dragons. The cemetery. Corpses. I got it. The cemetery. Yahoo. Quickly. Senior. Ugh. It's here. Temporary cemetery authorized Nagas only. Oh. Oh. It's not much, but miasma is gathered here. It's perfect for me since I have to consume little amounts at once. This is the place it's stored after being finished off, whether it be from hunting or war. It's like a grave site of the enemy, so not many Nagas come here. It stinks too. Usually, workers are sent here as a punishment. I'll do it. But if there isn't anyone to punish, it's avoided to the point where the unlucky ones get decided by lottery. I'll do it. I'll manage and take care of the cemetery from now on. Alone. Even if there are hundreds or thousands of corpses. It'll be hard. Aren't I the youngest in the Naga labyrinth? All the dirty and hard work should be done by the youngest. Ugh. It's good for us, but... How nice of you. If you say so. I'll ask Miss Attendant. Finally, you're talking like a great senior should. A great senior, huh? They piled the corpses and barely covered them with dirt. No wonder it stinks. Oh. That place seems especially full of miasma. It must be in a decomposing state. Is this a bone? I guess it's been buried here for a while. Truly weird. Did you really volunteer for this? That's right. It's not because your seniors forced you, is it? Ugh. We would never do that, Miss Attendant. This guy. That's right. I was the one who decided to do it. Even so, it would be hard to do it alone. Since the number of our personnel has recently risen. Our food consumption has increased too, so there will be at least 10 carcasses just from hunting every day. Even transporting them on your own would be hard, let alone burying. No problem. Won't all meat and skin be removed prematurely anyway? Well, even Master said this guy'd be able to find work that suits him, so. Was he summoned to manage the cemetery? He does look kinda creepy. Alright. If you really want it. I'll excuse you from all the other work, so take care of this place as an undertaker. Of course. Until the day this body breaks down and the soul scatters. You don't have to go that far. This is perfect. I didn't expect things would work out so well. I can focus on gathering miasma and making a chimera to move my soul to. Well, just in case, we'll build a break room nearby, so. Mwahaha. Mwihi. Mwahaha. We picked up a strange one. That's what I told you. B-Boss. There's an emergency report from the scouts. C. Naga army is heading towards our labyrinth. They're expected to arrive in 2 days. Their numbers. It's about 20 elite Nagas. A dragon, a vampire, and even King of Gluttony Uther are coming. Wait. Were there no humans? Oh, that's right. It was said that there was a Geyserian with them. Isn't he just a slave? You fool. To think you'd have no insight as a scout. That person is the Naga Labyrinth owner, human baron of the 9th floor. We figured it out right away. I almost made a huge mistake. Sir Black, Sir Mlack, you are amazing. Ho ho. I expected them to be just emissaries. Who would have thought their leader would come personally? Call everyone. We shall prepare to welcome an aristocrat. That's unexpected. Who would have thought the king of goblins wouldn't be a goblin? Haha. Isn't it the same for you? The human who rules over Nagas. Now I understand how the goblins have developed as they have. It's been a while. King of Gluttony. I ask for your understanding as this room was remodeled from an empty storage. I didn't expect you to come place like this yourself. Well, this much is good enough. In fact, I would say it's the best labyrinth out of all that I've seen so far. A narrow access road that leads into an endless valley between cliffs. A moat and an outer wall. If you get past that, there's also an inner wall with a tower plus main fortress walls. It'd be hard to break through even if a siege-class flood dragon was brought here. It makes me proud to hear your words. Isn't this a perfect place for a fortress? As you can see, due to our size, even fighting normal beasts isn't easy. So, we decided to build a fortress and work on perfecting our technology. Although finding food may be difficult here. We're somehow coping with that by supplying the Black Merchant Group with quality weaponry. I see. Were they quietly improving without others knowing? I thought you were dead since I didn't hear from you. Ha ha ha. I could say the same about you. I can understand why the other labyrinth owners are looking down on them. Since there's no way of knowing what goes on inside the fortress, they just think of these guys as scaredy cats who stay home all day. Even I can't think of a good way to take over this place. It seems like I passed through all the defenses of the fortress. Why did you open your doors? Do you have some kind of a backup plan? I just had faith. Why would you turn your back on us, who've been on friendly terms with you, when you have other enemies? On top of that, we have many useful technologies to offer. It wouldn't make sense. Even that dumb Anaxtis wouldn't do something like this. Besides, the vampire and DRA. The undefeated aristocrat and the king of gluttony. If we had fought all of you, we would have suffered unimaginable damage. Look there. Our scouts are still scared out of their wits. Seniors. They con different than my apologies. Anyway. I thank you for taking care of Anaxtis and Valicious who have been like thorns in our side. I did EXP to be able to communicate with you, but I didn't think you'd be able to see the big picture. You have to know when to bow your head if you want to live a long life. Then you should know the reason for my visit. I hope that you can give me some more time. Why? I'm sure you wouldn't want to leave a potential enemy behind the front line if you were me. I understand your point. However, due to the desolate lands, being unable to hunt led us to be reliant on the black merchant group. In other words, a significant portion of the labyrinth's maintenance costs depend on the down gem mines. If I become your knight through the contract, I will have to give you 30% of the down gems that are essential for our survival. We're already in a tight spot, so if I were to offer such tributes, our labyrinth would collapse before the war even. Wait. You must be misunderstanding something. When did I ever tell you to become my knight? If I were to make someone I had just met into a knight, how much loyalty would they show? So you didn't come here for that. Then what for? To form an alliance. I need an ally I can rely on, not someone who'll stab me in the back. I don't take just anyone as my knight. The difference in our status and power is obvious, but instead of making us submit, you want to form an alliance. And without any conditions. You have already given plenty tea. When I became an aristocrat, I received envoys from the labyrinths of the 9th floor. All they brought were simple words of congratulations. But even that was just a pretense as they were busy spying on my labyrinth. To think the labyrinth owner would be a Geyserian. The labyrinth is smaller than we thought. The only exception were the envoys from the labyrinth of hammers and anvils. Despite having a hard time keeping up with the maintenance costs, you brought us a chest full of down gems. As well as a map of the 9th floor with the locations of the labyrinths and information on their current situations. I recruited units with the down gems you provided. And made plans with the help of your map and information, which resulted in my victory against Valicious. It's no different from having fought together already. If anything, I would want to reward you instead of taking from you. Ha! You are indeed different from those flood dragons and undead bastards. It makes me want to swear loyalty to you. Black. Bring the things in. Ho. This is equipment made from an alloy of abyssal dark iron and adamantite. From what I heard, you end up breaking your sword every time you fight, so I had it prepared. It might not be as hard since it's not made from pure adamantium. But there shouldn't be anyone who could scratch it aside from aristocrats of the abyss. After all, the best blacksmiths from our labyrinth got together to create it. Ha ha ha. This is praiseworthy. It was annoying to look for a new weapon all the time. Is it really accept this? I originally wanted to bring it out as a bargaining chip, but that ended up being unnecessary. It will be the symbol of the alliance between the Naga labyrinth and the labyrinth of hammers and anvils. Earlier, I wouldn't have thought to venture out from this valley, but I'm also a labyrinth owner. Someone who lives dream big. I can't keep myself cooped up here all the time. I am confident that now is the best time to see the world. Let's have a feast today. Why did he even call me? Because it feels empty without you here. What nonsense is that? The alliance between the labyrinth of hammers and anvils, the Naga labyrinth and the labyrinth of gluttony was successfully formed. And publicly announced. Before returning, Kim Jin-woo managed to learn the details about the labyrinth of hammers and anvils. Even if we are allies, you are the commander, Baron, so it would be best to make my capabilities known clearly. It's a sign of trust. Labyrinth rank. 5, size of the army. 600, number of hero class units. 2, all except Malaxis are goblins, and what's unusual is that they don't have set jobs such as workers or warriors. All troops work in 3 shifts defending the labyrinth, hunting, mining, building, doing other chores, and resting. When they gear up for battle, they all wear the equipment they created themselves. They're all in full plate armor, which makes them all look unique. Although there are goblins who can use magic, long-distance attacks are mainly based on the use of gunpowder cannons. The reason that guns haven't been developed is probably that they wouldn't be very useful against beasts. It felt more like a medieval castle than a labyrinth. Maybe I should ask them to help with maintenance of our walls next time. You must have taken a liking to Malaxis, He was easier to communicate with than I had expected. The fact that he's a humanoid and not a beast also helped. Are there any news of the other labyrinths? There hasn't been any special movements yet. They're more relaxed than I thought. Should I focus on internal affairs for now? My king. Speak up. What's the problem? There are envoys at the gate waiting for your permission to enter. What labyrinth did they come from? About that. They say they represent the labyrinths of dreams, wanderers, and swamps. The Naga labyrinth owner and a baron of Geyser. We are honored to see you. State the purpose of your visit, envoys. If you're here because of the Labyrinth Alliance, leave immediately. Oh, my. There is no way we would waste the Baron's time on such a minor issue. We came as the representatives of the Labyrinth of Dreams, the Labyrinth of Wanderers, and the Labyrinth of Swamps. While our masters admire your feats, Baron, they are also cautious that you might point your sword at them next. Therefore, we ask all the labyrinth owners of the 9th floor to gather for a round-table conference. A meeting. A meeting, you say? All owners of the 9th floor labyrinth gathering together. Yes, there's an important matter that will decide the fate of the 9th floor. Isn't this too obvious to be a trap? I understand your caution. If it were a trap, we wouldn't have revealed the names of the 3 labyrinths. Given the intimidating appearance of our Naga labyrinth, it's natural for the labyrinth owners to be apprehensive and guarded. In fact, our 3 owners were also looking for ways to counter the Naga labyrinth. At least, until this new issue arose. It seems the rumor that I hate beating around the bush hasn't spread. My apologies. Mr. Ixaja. I told you not to call me that. The meeting will be held in a month, near the swamp labyrinth located at the heart of all labyrinths. The exact location is here. The topic of this meeting is the invasion of the 9th floor by the 10th floor aristocratic alliance. Dungeon Odyssey. I've confirmed that the envoys have peacefully left our territory. Good work. Do another round, just in case. Yes, Your Majesty. It's only been a week since the war ended, and they're already not giving us a break. But still, an invasion from the deep layers. Even during the Great War, those people didn't move directly. Now these aristocrats, what's their motive for coming now? It's such an absurd story. Could it be a trap to ensnare you, my lord? Of course, that seems the most plausible. But if, by any chance, it turns out to be true, regret won't be the end of it. Better to be fooled by the fools of the 9th floor than to be caught off guard by the aristocrats. So, you will attend the meeting? Yes, I have to. But before that, the black merchant is still in the barren wasteland, right? Yes. They are occupying the ruins of the Dead's Labyrinth for reconstruction by black merchants. I'll make a quick visit. Maybe I'll find something useful there. What about your lieutenant? It's fine. I'll go alone. Lord Baron, how have you been? You look surprised to see me here. No, not at all. You are our top customer from the 9th floor. What's going on here? Did we do something wrong? We are a surveillance station, so what can we do wrong? You disappeared after the war and now you're here. What are you doing? As you can see, we're constructing the labyrinth. Unlike the dragon labyrinth, the labyrinth itself has vanished, so the loss is significant. Then why don't you work on the dragon labyrinth? Are you saying you would allow another labyrinth to enter the dragon labyrinth? No, absolutely not. That's why we're building a new labyrinth from scratch. Someone might think it's my fault. What will happen after the labyrinth is completed? Is Valerius coming back? It's confirmed that a new labyrinth will be established, but it won't be Valerius. How do you know that? Well, I was the one who disposed of his body. This guy's arms grew out. You sure he is dead? Is he sleeping? How can you tell if an undead is dead in the first place? So, he's dead. Seems like piecing together a body that's been split in half doesn't heal it. But what a shame, I'm not too keen on having another labyrinth here. No. That can't be, Lord. I thought our negotiations were already concluded. I'm not sure what you're talking about. My only deal was to hand over Valerius and the core of the Dead's labyrinth. Both were given in a completely destroyed state. I did. It was Valerius who did that. Well. Even so, there's no need to worry for now. For the time being, there won't be any labyrinth coming here. Because Valerius is dead. That's part of it, but as you can see, the core of the Dead's labyrinth is in a near-death state. Most of the budget on-site is being used for the core's repairs. To safely extract the labyrinth core, some of the core's internal energy has to be sacrificed. However, the core of the Dead's labyrinth was forcefully extracted while its energy was depleted, resulting in its near-death state. What happens if it's forcibly extracted again? Well, without a doubt. It would be destroyed. Oh. Well, look at that. It's really true. What? What are you doing? Just checking it out casually. 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 I'm doomed. I'll be killed. Oh, my brother. Calm down. How can I calm down? This is a disaster. Look at you, even speaking rudely to now. Does that matter? We're doomed anyway. If a labyrinth is brought here, wouldn't that solve the problem? Oh, you think labyrinths just pop up if you dig the ground? There is one. On the 8th floor. Is that really true? The chief of the giant mother boar trib in the 8th floor is preparing to move to the 9th floor. If those guys come here to live, wouldn't that solve the problem? That's not as simple as you think. Are you being obtuse? Look at this guy. Sigh. Then a spot in the 8th floor labyrinth will be vacant. The point is not about bringing a labyrinth here, it's that we're running out of labyrinth cores. Is the labyrinth core such a precious resource? What can I say? Even our black merchant doesn't know how labyrinth cores are made. The only thing we've figured out. Labyrinth core seeds suddenly appear in places like abandoned labyrinths. They're only the size of my thumb. Hidden in places like altars, seeking an owner. Once they find a labyrinth owner and the labyrinth reaches level 3, only then do they show their true form. So this is such a valuable thing. It's almost like having a whole labyrinth in my hands. As expected from the Baron, I respect. If you had something prepared, you should have just said so. I never said I'd give it. Ah. But then, Black Merchant would have to claim damages for the destruction of the labyrinth core. Looks like you'll be held accountable and punished too. Tell your successor about it before you die. I guess I need to prepare for negotiation. Wait a moment. It doesn't add up. If we have that labyrinth seed, even moving those pigs on the 8th floor won't be a problem. Exchanging the broken labyrinth core for a new labyrinth seed, right? And as a bonus. Oh my. Good heavens. Your life is in the palm of my hand, isn't it? I wonder what would happen if a parasite absorbs a labyrinth. Ah. Okay, I get it. What do you want exactly? What could come out of shaking down a low-level thug of black merchant? Well, for starters. How about some information? I've heard some strange rumors lately. Like, the nobles of the 10th floor are preparing to attack the 9th floor, right? Who said that? The nobles of the 10th floor. Do you know their names or anything? I'm the one asking the questions. It's probably just a rumor. Those dimwits wouldn't be the ones to initiate a war. What? Dimwits. Talking about the nobles like that doesn't sound like something you'd say. Since you have ears, come closer. This should be far enough. To get straight to the point. The 10th floor is a mess. Except for a few, they're all useless. Those nobles have long lost their fighting spirit. In the past, there were battles almost every day, but now, they seem to be competing over who can build the grandest palace rather than showing off their power. So, the envoys were really lying. For labyrinth owners to come together and set such a clumsy trap. However, if there was external pressure, it wouldn't be entirely impossible. What do you mean? Most of the nobles of the 10th floor serve someone. If anyone hears this, I won't die a good death. Th floor. Count Parthi of Despair. A name I'm hearing for the first time. Is he related to this incident? Yes, that's because he's the longtime nemesis of Count Anatolius. Wait, so how does that relate to the 9th floor? No, what I mean is, what does this have to do with the 9th floor? Anatolius's archenemy or whatever, he's irrelevant here, isn't he? Yes. But you see, my lord. Why? Do I look like Anatolius to you? Of course not. I know that. There might be a noble's insignia and some sponsorship, but it was one-sided. The problem is, from others' perspective, it doesn't seem that way. What nonsense is that? My lord, the rumors about you and the labyrinth are more widespread than you think. Not just the lower and deeper levels, but even the nobles of the higher levels are talking about it. In just 3 months after the labyrinth's emergence, you defeated the Dragon King who reigned since before the Great War and boldly claimed a noble's title. It's an interesting tale but also too unrealistic. Unrealistic or not, it's all true and already happened. Of course, I know. I was an official observer. The ground not crumbling, or blood emblems popping out. When the Dragon King burst out, it was like Crea. The story is leaking out. Anyway, the issue is after all these events, Anatolius himself visited the labyrinth. And then he defeated Belicius just a few months later. What would Count Parthenon think? That my life and death struggle was all thanks to Anatolius's contribution. Yes. Well. It's the only explanation for such achievements. Behind the success story of the labyrinth lies the support of Count Anatolius, the Iron Giant of the 11th floor. At least in the deeper levels, this is how the rumor spread. Thanks to that, the forces in the deep levels are hostile to Anatolius have naturally started keeping an eye on the labyrinth and my lord. So, Anatolius and Parthenon are fighting on the 11th floor. And the 10th floor's nobles are filled with enemies of Anatolius. Exactly. And these 10th floor nobles think I'm a subordinate of Anatolius and are preparing to destroy me. You've understood perfectly. Those iron golems really make things complicated. This is no time to be worrying about the 9th floor labyrinth. Well, there are 2 pieces of good news. Tell me. First, aside from the Naga labyrinth, we found no evidence of Count Anatolius's presence in any other 9th floor labyrinths. Other labyrinth reconnaissance teams were eliminated while moving. Rikshashasha almost died then. The other labyrinths on the 9th floor only know that something came up from the deep levels. What are these big footprints? Did Godzilla came here? Thanks to that, even though they're aware of the deep levels preparing for war, they don't know that the Naga labyrinth is the target. 10 They must think it's interlevel invasion. And the second. I'm not sure if this is good news for you, my lord. After this recent war of the Necromancer Kings, Count Anatolius seems to have decided to officially support you. He's doing whatever he pleases. Support materials appear to have left from the 11th floor, but it'll take a few weeks at the earliest. We need to quietly slip out of the 10th floor. Phew. There's really no time to rest. All right. I've told you everything I know, now. No, something is still missing. What? Why? Ignoring the fact that I destroyed the labyrinth of the dead. I helped the 8th floor labyrinth with the demon. And provided all the information about the deep levels. You said your life depended on it. It's my life on the line too. Should I strip off this old man's rags? I have nothing more to pay. Do merchants still trade on the 10th floor? Yes. Well. That's our job. The person in charge is different. Let me be part of it too. Ah. Yes. Yes. If you insist. Let me join the trade expedition to the 10th floor. I want to see for myself. Dungeon Odyssey. What? You're joining the Black Merchant's trade expedition to the 10th floor. Yes. In a week. Knowing who we're dealing with makes it easier to prepare. That's dangerous, Master. There's nowhere in the underworld that isn't dangerous. Don't worry. I'll join as a mercenary escort. There's an unspoken rule in the underworld not to openly attack Black Merchants' expeditions. The situation in the deep levels is a bit different. That's why, unlike the 9th floor's covert merchants, we bring mercenaries. From wild beasts that see through any shoddy concealment skills. To bands of thieves and mercenaries scattered without labyrinths. Is the Black Merchant so incompetent to be robbed or assaulted? Of course, they'll be well prepared on their end. It's just a precaution. That's good enough for me. Master, it's undoubtedly necessary to scout the deep levels, but I think it's not good for the labyrinth's owner to be constantly exposed to danger. If a subordinate dies, you can replace them, but if the labyrinth's owner dies, it's over. I can go in your place. My subordinate are not expendable. Rikshashasha, you too. The labyrinth's owner is too involved in front-line activities. Enough. It's already decided. I thought I'd overcome the power players of the 9th floor, but now the nobles are targeting me. If I don't prepare to face death, I won't survive. It's always been like that, and it will continue to be. Like with Enactus, the labyrinth might level up at a critical moment, or like with Belicious, reinforcements might arrive at the right time, or an ally might grow stronger, nothing is certain. I can't leave every battle to chance. Master. Let's end the conversation here. I'll be in my private room. Don't look for me unless it's important. I understand their worries. No matter how strong I make the labyrinth, if I die, it's all over. But there's a big difference between confronting enemies directly and hearing about them through stories. It's a necessary task. Moreover, every time I defeat an enemy, a stronger one appears. When fighting Belicious, my sword didn't penetrate. I need to find a way to become stronger. There might be clues in the deep levels. I guess I'm getting impatient too. Master. Didn't I clearly say not to look for me? Ah, Draken. What's the matter? Quintus has sent a mercenary asking for you. Ever since the fight with Belicious, they've been coming day after day. I thought I told you to send them away. That is. A hero-class mercenary has arrived. What? I am Balzac, the wandering knight of the underworld. I have come to pay homage to the commander of legends and the owner of the Naga Labyrinth. Admiring your great feats, I crossed forests and swamps, journeying from the deep levels to reach here, only to be told to leave.